Horrible Harry in the Dungeon, Chapter 3. Clash, Flash, and the Big Black Bag Plan. That afternoon, while we were working on math, Harry kept rolling balls of clay and then chopping them in half with a ruler. "I hate fractions," Harry whispered. "They're boring." "You're making some right now," Miss Mackle said behind us. "Halves." Harry took out his math paper. Not one problem was done. "Would you rather work in the suspension room?" Miss Mackle suggested. Harry suddenly got busy. A few minutes later, I heard Mr. Cardini's voice at the door, so I looked up. He was standing there with a woman who was holding a camera. "Room 2B, this is Mrs. Kamaya from the newspaper. I called her up so she could see the new butterflies and your interest in science." As soon as the principal left, Miss Mackle went over to greet the woman. "Come in, Mrs. Kamaya. Boys and girls, we can have our science clubs meet now if you'd like." "Yeah," Harry blurted out. "Take a picture of our snake club. It's the best." Sydney turned around. "Our eagle club is the best. We have better pictures. Besides, eagles eat snakes." Harry put up a fist. "Boys!" Miss Mackle exclaimed. I could tell the teacher was embarrassed. She was rolling her eyeballs. When she turned to the newspaper woman, she shook her head. "Welcome to the classroom. June is a challenge." Mrs. Kamaya smiled. "I have 3 children, I know. They clash over the silliest things." Harry walked over to Sydney and Dexter at the Eagle Club table. "Snakes eat eagles." "Eagles eat snakes. The Mexican flag proves it," Dexter replied. Flash. When Mrs. Kamaya took our picture, I noticed Miss Mackle had her hand over her eyes. "Big deal," I said. "Eagles can't swim. Snakes can. Here's a picture of one." Harry and I unrolled the mural we had made of a 9-foot-long sea snake. Flash. Dexter pulled a quarter out of his pocket. "Eagles are on coins and dollar bills." Suddenly, Song Lee waved everyone over to the butterfly net. "Look! The last painted lady just hatched. She's perfectly still on this branch." Flash, flash, flash. After Mrs. Kamaya talked with the Butterfly Club, Miss Mackle walked her to the door. "Did you see the new painted lady?" Song Lee said to Harry and me. We looked. "I put sugar water inside the cage so Butterfly can drink." We watched Song Lee carefully lay a lid of sweet water down on the floor of the net cage. "She is so beautiful," Song Lee said. We nodded. Then she did it. Song Lee gently stroked one wing of the newest painted lady. Harry and I gasped. "You touched the butterfly wing," I shouted. "It could be handicapped now." Miss Mackle stepped back into the room. Mrs. Kamaya had just left. "What's going on?" she asked. Song Lee started to cry. "Who touched that butterfly wing?" Miss Mackle asked. No one said anything. "I just explained to everyone this morning about not touching the butterfly. That could keep the butterfly from flying." Song Lee was sobbing now. "Who did this?" Harry jabbed my side. When I looked at him, he was raising his eyebrows 3 times. "The big black bag plan." I lowered my eyebrows. "What?" I pantomimed. Harry pantomimed back. "Tell her I did it." "Huh?" I thought. Put the blame on Harry? How could I do that? He was my buddy. He was innocent. I looked at Song Lee. She was still crying. I didn't want her to get in trouble. Then Harry jabbed me and raised his eyebrows up and down again 3 times. This was the plan. Slowly, I opened my mouth. "Harry did it." "Harry?" Miss Mackle replied. "Yeah, I did it." Song Lee looked up at Harry and then wiped her eyes with her blouse sleeve. "That's the last straw, Harry," Miss Mackle said. "You will report to the suspension room tomorrow." The dungeon, I thought. When Miss Mackle walked back to her desk to write a note to Harry's parents, Harry folded his arms. "I'll find out what's in Skooghammer's black bag now." I stared at Harry. He was trying to be the tough guy, but he was stuttering. "What about Skooghammer?" I asked. "You said you would never want to spend a whole day with him." Harry shivered. I wouldn't, and I'm not going to. I plan to be in the dungeon about 15 minutes, just long enough to check out the place and find out what sharp weapons are in his bag. At 9:15, you tell Miss Mackle what really happened. You want me to rat on Song Lee? No, just tell the truth. Song Lee was out of the room when the teacher talked about the butterfly's wings. Song Lee won't be in trouble. She didn't know. Miss Mackle will feel bad and come get me. Then Harry paused. Make that 10 minutes in the dungeon. Tell Miss Mackle at 9:10. I shook my head. Harry didn't know what he was getting himself into. His big black bag plan depended on two important things: Harry's bravery, my tattling on Song Lee. Neither was a sure thing.